everybody, Vanessa here with Parkinson's Disease Nutrition. Today I'm going to show you a quick video for some scrambled tofu, which I have already opened. I'm using some extra firm tofu to make some scrambled tofu, which is going to kind of be a consistency like scrambled eggs. We are going to take half of our package of tofu, because I don't need the whole thing for this. So this is what tofu looks like. It comes in a big block, and you can pretty much just tear it apart. It usually comes packed in water. I drained my water already. For this recipe, I'm going to try and get some more of that water out because we want it to be as dry as possible. I also have a pan over here heating up with some oil. You can use your plant-based butter, any kind of oil. You could even just use a little bit of water if you wanted to just kind of steam it instead of adding oil. For this, you can crumble in here. You can put it in your food processor. You can use one of those fancy tools we were showing you on our last cooking videos. This kind of just breaks up your tofu a little bit for you. And then what I'm going to do is season it. The standard seasonings I tend to use for tofu is turmeric. Turmeric is very good for you. Some paprika. Paprika gives things kind of like a smoky, chili, but not spicy flavor. I wouldn't even say chili, more like just a smoky, strong flavor. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. I keep my salt in this little jar. And then some nutritional yeast, because nutritional yeast is delicious. It's really good for your digestive system. It has some really good vitamins and minerals in it, but it also gives your tofu that eggy, cheesy, flavory goodness that you're looking for. For this, I'm going to add a little bit of dill. You can add in kind of whatever spices you want. For the egg flavoring, I go with these standard spices. And then I have some truffle zest. You can also use, Trader Joe's has a mushroom seasoning that's really good. That'll kind of be really good in your tofu mixture. So I'm going to just mix all this together. I'm going to put it in my warm oil. Sorry if this pops all over the place. I'm going to mix that up. And then I'm going to cut up some kale. So I'm bringing out the kitchen scissors that Teresa used in our last demo. These are the Clever Cutter. They're on our website. You can also get them on Amazon. They are really good for cutting things without having to use a knife. You can also use kitchen scissors for kale. Kale and herbs are kind of easy to cut. Lettuces, softer, easier things you can use scissors for. These kind of have like a built-in cutting board with them, and then the blade. We love them. We use them on all of our cooking demos. We recommend all of our people with Parkinson's get them. Their caregivers, their spouses, basically anybody. We have a couple sets in our own homes that we use because they're simple. It's much more kid-friendly too, if you have little kids at home. Or teenagers. I have one of those. So we're going to cut up some broccoli. I'm just going to cut the tops of the broccoli. So this is a really good breakfast replacement. You can add any vegetables and stuff you want in it. I would add tomatoes and maybe some green chilies. This is for my daughter this morning, so we're not going to put those things in there because she does not like those. I'm going to go grab a spoon real quick because I forgot it. In our last cooking series, Teresa talked about using, like wooden spoons or metal spoons to stir your stuff, not using plastic in your pans, because that plastic gets hot. That's why I wouldn't use this. This is plastic. That plastic gets hot and it can leach the chemical that it's made out of into your food. So the best is always a bamboo or wooden spoon or something. Same with the cutting boards. So this is going to brown up. I'm going to add my kale and broccoli in there. Luna's going to be like, what? This is not what I asked for breakfast. Our next video is going to be smoothies, but that's coming later. I'm actually on my lunch break for work, so I needed to make her some food and then get back to work and also make this video for y'all because they're due today. So this will cook down. Cook it over medium heat for about 10-15 minutes. If you like your texture to be a little bit firmer, you want to cook it longer. The longer you cook tofu, the more water it gets out of it, the firmer it becomes, and I don't know, it gets a little bit crunchy sometimes and takes on more of those flavors. So this is our tofu. I'm going to cook it for about 5 more minutes, and it'll end up just being all mixed in. I'm going to make one with some toast to go with it. So this is a good substitution for eggs in the morning. However, if you have that medication interference, be careful with this dish because just like eggs, it does have protein in it. So try and give that window of time frame for your medications to either absorb before you eat something like this, or eat and then wait and have your medication, depending on what your schedule is and what you and your doctors have talked about. So that's a good breakfast thing. If you are on medication that does interfere with the proteins, a smoothie is a good option. A bunch of fruits and vegetables you could use kind of like a veggie stir fry in the morning. Take your kale and your broccoli, some tomatoes, some green chilies, some squash, asparagus, mushrooms, potatoes. Those are lower protein content foods that you can kind of stir fry together in the morning for a quick breakfast. Have a really good whole grain toast, and maybe a fruit smoothie or a bowl of fruit, a bowl of oatmeal. Those are all some good options that to start your day off, but also that won't interfere with your medication as much as, say, eggs and bacon. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to let this cook for a few more minutes and then serve it to Loma and get back to work. But this is basically what it'll look like. You can cook your kale more, you can cook your tofu more, but tofu it doesn't have a time set of how long you have to cook it. You can technically eat it out of the package if you wanted to. I don't recommend that, it's not very good. But so it doesn't have to be cooked for a certain amount of time. This is obviously a little bit softer. The longer you cook it, like I said, it'll crisp up, get firmer, your veggies will wilt down more, and then you'll get a crispier texture on all this. All right, thanks for watching.